Relic. The last of her kind, she perches on a rock, half submerged in a saliferous sea. Far-reaching tides roll freely, unbroken by oar and bow, blown by ocean breeze. A dulcet siren who once sang temptation to sailors, she cantillates a closed-mouthed tune for a theater of forsaken ships. She wonders why they don't come anymore. No white sails like clouds on the horizon, no wooden ships faring the swarthy sea. In the narrative of every mariner, she is a relic of antiquity, singing on a rock until a fog falls and she fades from memory. My name is Dustin Howard, and I am the current City of Reno Poet Laureate. A Poet Laureate is an honorary representative for poetry and the arts in a community, usually appointed by a governing body, in my case, the City of Reno. My role as Poet Laureate is to be an ambassador for poetry and the arts in our community. I got into poetry when I was in high school. My freshman and sophomore English teachers both did units on poetry, and it was something I took to immediately. Poetry was something that I used to kind of explore myself and kind of the world around me, especially in my first collection of poems. That was the running theme. It was deliberately an exploration of memories, starting with the earliest memory that I had, going way back to when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And then it charts, the progression of my growth kind of into adulthood and sort of that journey hitting specific beats and kind of important memories. That was a very sort of cathartic experience, getting to kind of relive and work back through some of those emotional traumas and some of those, moments of really pure joy. Poetry is one of the few mediums that allows an artist like that to connect on a very deep, personal, sort of reflective level. Summer, 1999. 7 years old and not a care in the passenger seat of Mom's red sedan. A Ford, I think, or maybe a Chevy. In the back seat, my siblings, 3 and 5. Where are we going? Nowhere. On the radio, the sounds of summer. Mambo number 5 seems to play on repeat. It's catchy, and we sing along. Around town running errands, we visit the grocery store, the gas station, and the bank. We stop for lunch, then run some more. Where are we going? Somewhere. On the radio, the sounds of summer. I don't know what a scrub is, but I know TLC don't want one. I sit in the car with my siblings, a coloring book of the Phantom Menace in my lap, and Jar Jar fruit snacks. I think I want to be a Jedi. Where are we going? Anywhere. On the radio, the sounds of summer. The Latin flair of Carlos Santana is smooth, hotter than that summer sun. It's time to go back to our father. She drops us off and says goodbye. It's dusk and cool, and I miss the car. Going nowhere, somewhere, anywhere. On the radio, the sounds of summer. The auto-tuned techno-pop of Cher trying to believe in life after love. Grown up now and too many cares to list, I wonder about her that summer, all alone in her red sedan, driving to one of 3 jobs, to make ends meet, to fight for us as the struggle for custody continued. On the radio, the sounds of summer. Did they cut through the quiet in the car? Does she remember them as fondly as me? You can find poetry really all around you, not just in poetry books. Poetry is music. Poetry is in art. Poetry, I think, most importantly, is in all of the little moments that you experience in life. It's those small things that bring you joy. It's the quiet stillness by the lake. It's the rush of traffic as you're standing on the street corner. Poetry is everywhere. Poetry is really just capturing those very human moments where we're reflective and kind of contemplating ourselves and our place. It's really kind of all around us. I always think of John Keats' poem, Bright Star, Were I Steadfast as Thou Art, in which the speaker of the poem has his head rested on the chest of his lover, and he just wants to stay kind of in that moment for forever. Here we have somebody writing 200 years ago about what is a very real and human emotion that we as readers still connect with. The power of poetry really is the ability to bridge that gap between space and time, and to know that someone somewhere hundreds of years ago felt exactly the same way I might feel now. There's an opportunity for readers to connect in some big or small way with the words you've put on the page, and to know that my work might be making some small difference in a person's life is immensely rewarding for me. It's kind of like an open letter to the reader. It's a letter not for me, but for someone, somewhere, someday, to open and find themselves in the words and on the page. The table. Oblong and acquired some time ago, it is the hearth of the family home, silent witness to every high and low, to gathered relatives who had far roamed, its scarred top keeping record like a tome of cherished occasions and holidays, which in finite detail recounts the way that we like billowed embers would alight around the old table to set ablaze conversations that burned long through the night.